Gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing. Take it off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about retirement tonight. What you know, right? All right. So tonight on the Daily Go Get It Business Show, we're talking about something that only a few of us have experienced, but something that many of us may know something about. We're talking about retired and getting into trouble. You know, when a lot of people retire from their jobs, not everybody is happy about that retirement. Some people go into a deep depression after they get retired because they don't have anything to do. They say that they get bored, and you know how they say that an idle mind is the devil's playground. Well, evidently that doesn't just apply for children. So a lot of times people will retire, especially if they retire before retirement age. So you retire like in your 50s or something like that because you had the opportunity to. A lot of people find themselves getting in all crazy shit. Of course, some people do some constructive things when they retire. But tonight, we're going to talk about how retirement can go left. And that's how it's going down on the daily go get Mism show. Yo, so that's how it's going down. Stacey White is all up in the house, right? Yeah. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, and get ill. And Carol Chamberlain, me friend, me favorita. So good to see ya. T. Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going right in the sight. This word. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Retired and getting into trouble. You know, a lot of people get divorced around this time. A lot of people break up and after long-term relationships. Retirement can do some strange shit to people. You know, meanwhile, the people who are still working, they thinking like, yo, I would love not to have to go to work no more and still get paid. But it ain't always sweet like that word. Because the body emotion tends to stay emotion. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this your the daily go get a missing show. We do this every single day. Every day it rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Break it down, baby. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get a Business Show all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope that y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, right now, my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? And Robbie Ming, my big sis, doing the thing. She's something like a queen for a king and no thing. So, retired and getting into trouble. Yeah, listen, y'all may have had mothers, fathers. I'm going to say this. And I don't know if I'm right, but I'm just going to say this based on what I've seen. Men seem to have a bigger problem with getting in trouble after a retirement than women do. Women seem to take it pretty well. Like they're more prepared for retirement than men are. I don't know. Maybe it's just the people I know. Maybe it's just the people that I've seen. Maybe it's just the experiences that I've had. But I've known a lot of men that, you know, they have problems after they retire. You know, getting into shit, hanging around the wrong people. You gotta think about it. A man in his 60s hanging around the wrong crowd. Now, that's not to say that he probably wasn't hanging around the wrong crowd in the beginning, but now he may be all in because he has time. You know, something can happen to a person when they don't have to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning anymore after they've been doing that shit for 30, 40 years. Shit can happen. It really can. You know, you've been in your industry, you've been working at your job all of this time, whether you work at the same company for a number of years or whether you have switched around, doing what you do professionally. So when you don't have those clients waiting, when you don't have those customers waiting for you anymore, when you don't punch that clock anymore, when you don't receive that check every week, when you don't have anybody clocking you, telling you that you better not be late, or you don't have enough vacation days to go away or take any more time off, it can be devastating to some people because they have gotten into the groove of that for years and years and years. And I even experienced it. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The first 23 years of my life I spent in school. And I mean, it felt like 23. Now, I'm not saying that I went to school straight out the womb, but it wasn't far after that. I ain't have a lot of home time. It was straight to get set by the time I was like 2 or 3. Some shit like that. That's what they called it back in the day. They call it preschool now, but it was get set back in the day. So I was used to living my life in semesters and semesters and semesters. So when I finally graduated college, it was a little different. Like, okay, I worked and went to school, but it was different not having any assignments due anymore, not having to take any more exams, not having to do any more research, not having to deal with any more professors and TAs, that's teachers assistants, and students, not having to compete anymore, not having to worry about my GPA, my cum, not having to worry about any of those things. It was a shock to my system. It was a shock that I welcomed because I was ready to get out of school. But it opened my eyes to how, when you are used to doing a certain thing in a certain way for a certain amount of time, how stopping that can shake things up inside of you. It can shake things up hormonally and emotionally for you. Well, the hormones, shaking things up hormonally will lead to, you having things shaken up as emotionally. So it was a little tough for me to adjust not having to go to school. And I'll tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Every year, at least once or twice a year, I still have a dream about my last semester. This is the weirdest shit. I always have this dream about one or two times a year where I'm in my last semester and I'm failing this course. And this course is going to stop me from graduating. But the crazy thing is I'm in grad school in this dream, and I've never been to grad school. But nonetheless, I'm trying to handle this situation in this dream. And it's a recurring dream. And it be seeming so fucking real. It'd be so real. But I know that it's sort of like PTSD. Yeah, I suffer from PTSD because of school. It sounds ridiculous. But a lot of people suffer from that, from their retirement, not having that routine anymore. Because that was the routine that sustained their lives. A lot of people, God forbid, but a lot of people don't live long after they retire. Like, not having that routine anymore does a strange thing to their bodies. It's weird. So that's what we're talking about tonight. I know this is a little deep for the Daily Go Get Mism show. I probably should have saved that for the Urban Therapy with Sun show, but we're going to talk about that tonight. So what y'all know? I know that a lot of men that I know, after they retired, they start cheating on their wives. Now, that's not to say that they wasn't cheating on their wives the whole time that they was married, but now they a little bit more open with it because they got more time. So whereas they may have had to sneak to their side piece house on a Friday after they got paid or whatever, now they can hang around all day. They riding around in they Ford F-150s and Dodge Rams 1500s and GMC Sierras, just hanging out. You see these retired cats, hanging out at mechanic shops and going places where they know other people are working and they just hanging out. Yeah, I'm gonna just go hang out. My man, he still fixed cars over there. I'm gonna go hang out with him for a little while, have a couple of drinks with him, and they might stay at the bar. But like I said, they may start openly cheating, and now they don't have anywhere. They don't have any way to hide that, because before they could have been going to work, but took a day off, didn't tell their wife that they was taking a day off, act like they was going to work, and then went to their side piece house and chilled with them all day, or went to the beach with them, or whatever the case may be. And as long as they got home at the time that they normally would after getting off of work, it wasn't a big problem. Now you ain't got no excuse. Where you been all day, Harold? Where you been all day? What have you been doing? A lot of men that I know that retired, they start getting high more. Yeah, they ain't gonna start smoking weed. They might have already been smoking a little weed, but now they're smoking a lot. It's crazy. It is. It's fucking crazy. So retired and getting into trouble. And with the invention of these erectile dysfunction drugs, medications, a lot of men are able to get it up when they hadn't gotten it up for a long time. They was out of the game, and now they back in the game. So now they can act like they satisfying a little young drug addict that's out there. And y'all know what I mean. Y'all know these old heads love a little crackhead. I be like, what are you doing? But they will do it. They find a little drug addict out there. You know what I mean? Be buying the drugs for them. Sometimes they be getting high with them. All kinds of crazy shit after retirement. They got a whole wife at the crib, and she mad pissed all the time. So a lot of long-term marriages and relationships have ended because of this whole retirement thing. These old head cats need something to do. They need something to do. Now, like I said, most of my experience is with the men getting in trouble after retirement. Now, y'all may know some women who got into shit after they retired, but I don't know of any. Most of the women that I know that have retired, they did things like started to travel more. Some of them started their own little business or whatever, start crafting. I know a lot of retired women that craft. They get their craft on, they make shit, sell it. Start their own businesses. Some people open up restaurants or do things that they probably didn't see the value of or couldn't find the time to do when they was younger and working, but now they have the time and they have the income coming in. They decided, well, I can open up this business, or I can do this and make this extra money or whatever, and that'll go on to I'll add that with my retirement. Retirement is looking good. They going to Aruba, they going on those cruises. What's those? I don't know if Tom Joyner still has them shits, but shit like that, and going to Dubai and all the little popular spots that black people go on vacation. We all do the same shit. Carnival cruises to anywhere and shit. What I'm saying? It is what it is. So, but the men, sometimes they be going wild. They be tripping. They be tripping. Imagine look, these old head men be out here tricking. Imagine you being 65 years old, 67 years old, and you out here getting treated for an STD. What you doing? Yo, Pops, what you doing, man? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Just keeping it a buck. Old head ain't gonna use no condom. He might not be getting hard enough for all of that. Just keeping it. He might not be getting hard enough for to be wearing a condom. Like the Viagra, the Levitra, and the what's that other shit? Something Alice or something Alice. It might be getting you back in the game. It's opening up them blood vessels, them penile blood vessels, but it might not be getting you back to your youth. You know what I mean? But you hard enough to enter. Crazy. It's crazy. So after decades of drinking and smoking excessively and all of that, and your man was dead, now he done come back alive, and you out here at the free clinic and shit, getting a shot, getting these pills. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all tonight. I mean, look, if y'all know about it, y'all know about it. If you don't know about it, you don't know about it. Ansel Jones says it's hard to prepare for having free time. Yeah, for a lot of people, it really is. I would like nothing more than to not have to work and still get paid. Nothing more. Nothing more excites me than that. Like, I'm like, so I'm going to still get paid and paid well, and I ain't got the answer to nobody. I'm going to make moves. Okay. Ansel also says, when the structure is broken, it's hard to adjust. Ansel says, Norris says, program, deprogram, reprogram. Okay. Ansel says, at Norris, I worked at a desk job in cargo. The time was set. When I went to working 12s, my body was like, what we doing? No, it says you got to go see a lady about a cat. It's crazy. Carol Taylor says that's one of the reasons I still work. I don't want to be idle and lose my mental ability or physical abilities. I hear that. Plus, yeah, I don't want you out there, sexing them young boys out there, Carol. Listen, I don't want you out there buying Timberlands for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And PlayStation 4s and 5s. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. You already been through all of that. You ain't got to do that no more. So yeah, retired and getting into trouble. These old heads out here resorting to peer pressure, succumbing to peer pressure. And you thinking like, you gotta be past all of that. And they're not. They're not. And I know I don't have to tell y'all that a lot of people go through a midlife crisis. They go through a midlife crisis, start messing around with these young girls out here. And I swear to God, nothing good can come out of that. I don't care if you 35 and you messing around with a 20-year-old, there's going to be trouble for you. Because that 15-year difference, first of all, that's almost double her life. So she's still learning, growing, exploring, testing waters and all of that kind of stuff. You done already done a lot of that stuff, got past a lot of that stuff. You probably should be focused on your career and building a family and making sure that your empire is straight going towards the future. That's what you should probably be doing. But yeah, a lot of these cats out here, they always like young girls. So if you was 20 years old and you was messing around with a 15-year-old, 14, 15-year-old, yeah, you was getting your pedophile on at a young age and you was getting away with it. So more than likely, for the rest of your life, you're going to be doing this shit. So once you became 30, more than likely you was messing around with somebody 17, 18 years old, whatever, trying to justify it, sneaking around, doing whatever you had to do. Now you 40, 50 years old and you messing around with this 25-year-old. Still trying to justify it, talking about but she mature for her age. Or this is what I heard. My old head cousin, may rest in peace. He said, yeah, a lot of these older guys be messing around with these young girls, but the thing is, they wrong because they not teaching these young girls nothing. They not showing them nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, my cousin Simon, may he rest in peace. I'm like, so that's your justification, cuz. That was my dog though. Yeah, that was my man. But I'm like, so because you are educating and bestowing your wisdom upon I think she was around my age. I believe so. I think she was around my age. I was 23, 24 at the time. So Keisha couldn't have been more than 20, 26. And she was a young crackhead. And I used to just be looking like, how did these bum ass chicks start becoming pretty or attractive to these old heads? It is what it is. It happens how it happens. But he was breaking bread and he claimed that he was teaching us something. So I'm saying all of this to say that these old heads, start messing around with these young girls or whatever, and they find themselves in all kinds of shit. Because when you messing with when these young girls, when they are young girls, they messing around. They smoking a lot of weed. They might be sniffing some coke. They drinking a lot. They turning up. That's the age when they supposed to do all of this old wild shit. They getting into shit. They fucking with other niggas at the same time, 2 or 3 of them at the same time. They getting pregnant, not really knowing or being 100% sure who the baby is. That type of shit. And you an old head and you in the middle of this shit. She got you thinking that she having your baby. That baby ain't yours. She got you in a love triangle with this young boy. This young boy ready to smoke your ass. He ready to put a hot one in you. You over here tricking on his baby mom. And he feels some kind of way about it. That's the kind of shit that you have going on when you messing with a young John. I put up a meme today. I did. I put up a post today. And I meant that shit. I say, fucking around with these young girls. It's all tits, ass, and head until she have you all up in the projects, tussling with these young boys, buying weed, ducking shots, and your ass got to be to work in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, man. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Niggas can't pay the cable. I said nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Okay. Anyway, retired and getting into trouble. Now your wife or your wifey, because a wifey is somebody that you're not married to, but that you're playing house with or that you're seriously involved with. A wife is just it. You don't put no extra letters on the word wife. You got papers on that. You know what I'm saying? That's a legal document. That's the most protected and respected institution in the world. Wifey means, well, we really just go together, but we do everything married people do, except if one of us passes, we ain't dividing up shit. All right. So yeah, your wife or your wifey is having to bail you out of trouble, get you out of jail. And she's like, what the hell are you into? And she know damn well what's going on. You don't have nothing out here to keep you busy anymore. So you out here acting like a damn fool. Acting all wild like a park ape. Wild like a park ape. Carol Chamberlain says, no, I buy furs and diamonds. Only for me, though. But yeah, it's a crazy situation. It really is. By the way, if y'all would like to call into the show, I invite y'all to call in. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call us at a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. 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 319-527-6199, baby. It's the Daily Go Get 'Em show. We talking about retired and getting into trouble. Retired and getting in trouble. What are you doing, old head? Pops, what you doing, Gramps? What you doing, Uncle? What you doing? And There is nothing more frustrating than your favorite uncle or your dad or your favorite old head, whatever, whoever they may be in relation to you, messing around with a chick that you know is playing him, and he ain't trying to hear nothing. But that's my lady. That's my lady. And a lot of people don't understand why we together, but we are together and we gonna be together. So it's that's just what it is. And you like, but she taking all your money, You done made her power of attorney over your estate. Well, I mean, I could trust her. I mean, I put her in a lot of different situations to prove that she was trustworthy, and she passed all them tests. She passed all them tests I gave her. And you like, yeah, she the type that will put bleach, in the IV in the hospital, that type shit. Deadly women, that type shit. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, says, when I first started tuning into Go Getimism, I had my eyes on a younger chick. I mean, she was my ideal eye candy. But like you said, that 15 to 20 year gap is a reality checker. I'm telling you, man. Yo, I don't trust nobody under 40. I swear. Cause listen. When I was a young boy, I ain't have time to be chasing behind no young girls. I ain't doing that. I'm like, I'm young and fly. You gonna have to chase after me. I'm not chasing after you, shorty. It's not gonna happen. Cause I knew she had me up here, rumbling niggas over what? She absolutely fucked the nigga. Now it's a problem. Now it's a misunderstanding. And here I am. I gotta straighten this out on some Popeye the Bluto shit. No, you're not getting me killed over you. Twat ain't even all that. You crazy? Must be out of your mind. Must be crazy. Yeah, but it happens. These young girls, they be looking good. The fatty is all crazy. Bow, the bow, and the boom, and the bow. You know what's going on. You know how. But the trouble be there. The trouble is right there. And it don't be going away. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. Retired and getting in trouble. Excuse me. Retired and getting in trouble. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, if y'all know of some women who have gotten in trouble after they retire, let me know. I'm interested to know what kind of stuff women get into when they retire. My man Jeff Hawkins, J Hawk. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. It's good to see you. This is the first time I've seen you on the show in 2022. Happy New Year and all that. Good to see you, my man, my mellow. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a crazy thing. And as I get older, I have to start thinking about the future and retiring and all of that. It's not something that I really want to think about, but you got to think about it. You got to really think about it. Look, nobody lives forever out here, and I'm not going to work forever either. But your mental capacity and your mental and your emotional stability can come into question. When my uncle was a policeman. He was a policeman in Chester, and he retired. And my uncle was out of sorts when he retired. He didn't know what to do with himself. He really didn't. I mean, he was fucked up. He was fucked up. My dad was telling me about it. You know, it took him a long time to adjust because he retired over a decade ago. You know, he had been working as a Chester cop since his 20s. You know, went to the army, came back from the army, moved out Chester. He originally from New York. Brooklyn, always funky from. And yeah, I was joking around with my uncle. I was like, so you just can't deal with not shaking down drug dealers no more, huh? Because he was a narcotics detective. You know what my uncle told me? He said he always wanted me to be a cop. I was like, and I thought about it when he told me that shit, and I was like, you know what? I think you did. He's like, yeah, I always hoped that you would get into law enforcement. And I was like, he's still talking that shit. He was like, it's not too late. I was like, it's way too late. I'm like, imagine me. I told my uncle, I said, you're the only cop I like. I don't mess around with your kind. I got friends that are cops. I don't like them. They don't know it. Man, I don't fuck with them like that. So, but I remember when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was 7 years old, and my uncle gave me his old his service revolver. He gave me a service revolver. He took the barrel out. You know how heavy a 38 is? A 38 long is to a 7-year-old. And so I'm trying to pull the trigger. I had to use both hands to pull the trigger. It was like back. So when they be talking about, when you see you hear on the news, you see on the news some tragic event where like a 3 or 4-year-old accidentally shot somebody, I'm like, no, the fuck he didn't. No, he didn't. There's no way a 3 or 4-year-old is going to be strong enough to pull the trigger of a gun. No way. Especially a revolver. It's not going to happen. Now, semi-auto is still going to be very hard for a 3 or 4-year-old because he's going to have to use both fingers and somebody's going to have to show him what to do. He's not going to know that instinctively. You understand what I mean? Like, it's... Anyway. Yeah, but when he retired, he was out of sorts. He was kind of going through a depression and, he didn't know what to do with himself. So he started working again. Became something dealing with the magistrate. What's... Who is it? Who are the people who serve citations to you when you have like tickets or whatever? They bring it to your house. He was doing that for a while. Now he finally retired all the way, so he travels all the time. And he was a bike rider, motorcycle dude. Talking about something, but we're not outlaws. I'm like, you in a bike gang, Unc. You're in a biker gang. Y'all got jackets and y'all pay dues. Anyway, but he had a hard time. He had a hard time with retirement. And my dad, he was always against retirement. He was like, you should never retire. You should just, if you stop working at your job, you should start working at another thing that you wanted to do, whatever. Start your own business, whatever. Take advantage of not having to punch a clock anymore. He honestly believed that when you retire, then your body starts to break down and then you die shortly after. Unfortunately, there's more than enough evidence to support that. Not saying that it's always true. Carol says, that's so true, Omar. I always say the same thing. Narcel says, I have a cousin that re-enlisted into the military in his mid-30s and tried to get me to do the buddy system. Bailiff? No, not the bailiff. All right. They work for the magistrate. let's say your car got ticketed for no registration or something like that, or you didn't come to court. So they serve your summons. They come to your house and serve your summons to appear in court. Things like, what's that shit called? It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come. 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 So yeah. Warrant officer. There's another word for it. It's one word. It's one word, and I believe it starts with an M. Anyway, he started doing that in another county. You know, because when you retire, you have to protect your retirement money. Like, you can't openly just start working on the books, because then they like, but you retired, so yeah, they don't want you to do that. They don't really want you to make money off your retirement, which is crazy to me. It's like having SSI. It's like having SSI. Like, no, you getting estate money. Let me find out you doing hair. Let me find out you selling socks. Let me find out you selling food stamps. Let me find out you selling ass. Well, you can sell ass. You can sell ass. It's hard for us to prove that you selling ass. And I know it ain't gonna be no receipts for that ass. Okay, you can sell ass. You got an ass, you want to sell it. Ain't nothing we can do about that. But you start doing anything on the books, and we gonna come and get you. What's the name of that damn? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming, y'all. But yeah. Almost had it. Almost had it. Anyway, so yeah, retired and getting into trouble. You know, idle mind is the devil's playground, even though you're in your 60s and your 70s. What you doing? What you doing? It happens though. You know, life, you never know where life is going to take you one day. But yeah, having to bail your uncle out of jail. He done got into it with some woman that he dealing with. And it ain't his wife. And it ain't his girl. And it ain't his baby mom. Like, uncle, what you... You done got into it with this girl. She didn't call the cops on your ass. You supposed to be past all of that. You ain't supposed to be in the county with that orange jumpsuit, uncle. That's what you ain't. Nah. Narciso says, what if you invest in stocks or something? Well, yeah, whatever you do, you should find a way to keep yourself busy. You know, you have to, when one routine is taken away, you're probably going to have to build another routine in order to thwart your negative hormonal activity from causing depression or whatever. Like, as much as we may complain about things that we have to do and the routine that we're on, a lot of times those routines that we are on are the life-sustaining force for us. A lot of times. So we have to, you know, deal with that. We have to replace and repair and replace, repair and or replace. You know, when our routine is broken, And that's the thing that really causes depression more than anything else, or causes stress, which can lead to depression. Change. That's why a lot of people, I mean, in life, we strive to make things faster, easier, more comfortable for ourselves, not really realizing that it's the challenge of not being able to do that all the way that kind of drives us, keeps us interested. You get older, you start being bored. And honestly, a lot of people are invested in their jobs. That's where they have forged the most friendships. That's where they know the most people. That's what they do. That's where they are most known and sometimes the most comfortable. Now they can't go anymore. It's almost like they got kicked out of the club. Like, I can't work here no more. Like, you didn't get fired. They had a party for you and everything. I know, but I ain't really want to go. And you can imagine what this can be like for people who didn't want to retire. Some people are forced into retirement, and that can be a rough thing right there. Being forced into retirement, because it's like, either I take this retirement or I gotta get fired. So it's like, you might not be 62 years old. You might not be 65 years old. I think didn't they make it retirement age like 67 now? I think I heard that somewhere. So you don't want to start all over at a new job or whatever. You got to take what you can get from this job. But jobs, you got to watch out, because these jobs, they fight tooth and nail to keep from giving people those entitlements, those benefits of retirement. Jobs will try to get you up out of there. And it got nothing to do with your work performance. You don't want to pay that money. And so Jones says, getting into a hobby is a lot harder when you're at that stubborn age, 45 and older. 45 and older. Okay, I'll take it. I don't know. At 51 years old, I don't get bored. I do nothing very well and easily. Like, I can do nothing and be all right with it. Some people ain't all right with that. They need something popping every waking moment of their lives. They got to be doing something. They got to be moving. They got to be shaking. They got to be going to go see somebody. They got to be coming back from somebody. They got to be making sure you want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. If you want to be starting something, got to be starting something. Too high to get over. Yeah. Too low to get under. Yeah. You're stuck in the middle. Yeah. And the pain is thunder. So. Oh, I wanna give a shout out to Emily Dunlap in the house. Seems as though I didn't give her a shout out last night, and I apologize for that. I didn't see her name, but I apologize. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 18th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get 10 number one seconds. Out the box, Miss Bossy Law. Go get her, Miss Bossy Law. Happy birthday to you. And my man, going all the way back to the 1990s, when I used to work at the telemarketing job, my man Craig Hamilton turning 51 years old today. And also Adalagisa Sarante turning 30 years old today. And Chris Zimmerman, happy birthday to you. And Price Ness Iratone Brine turning 27 years old today. And men, Dion Forday, turning 31 years old today, and Andre Greenlee, turning 33 years old today, and Nikki Kavanaugh Stone, happy birthday to you. Go-getter Dwayne Brown, turning 51 years old today. Johnny Robinson, turning 52 years old today. And last but not least, William Reeves Jr., turning 43 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious January 18th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, your old heads got to be protected, man. They out here doing crazy stuff based on their retirement. They wilding. Yo, somebody get a hold of them. Tell your uncle to stop being out there acting like a fool. It's going to be all right, though. It's going to be all right. Once they get their footing down, and once they accept that they don't have to be involved with something every waking moment of their lives, then they can start to repair themselves a little bit. They can start to get better a little bit. They can start to take better control over their lives and seek happier solutions to their immediate problems with boredom a little bit. Listen, appreciate y'all coming through and rocking out with the Daily Go Getterism Show. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Rock back to life. So we're going to get on up out of here. I will be back tomorrow night. Y'all know how it go. 7 o'clock, baby. And by the way, that is from now on, if y'all didn't know. If y'all haven't figured it out, or if I haven't announced it officially. Yeah, we are back on 7 o'clock, at 7 o'clock from now on. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, all right, Blog Talk, let me get you on up out of here. And for my Instagrammers, your 5 Slammer Jammer, thanks for coming on through and let me exercise my grammar. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Holla one. Don't forget to share that show. All right.